done, bro. Wait, where you going? To watch the full 94 podcast. Can't watch that without me. Wait up, bro. You know Full 94 is my favorite show.
Winning.
A winner, the champ, the best, we are all of them. Cause we went right and not left to not follow them. Sobriety tests, I am walking up in line. Added the sex and the drugs, but couldn't subtract my mind. They all wanted me dead. I was chilling in the cut, then I transformed like I'm best friends with Shia LaBeouf. See, I've been a winner, check it, and I ain't even firing. Church time's God, I'm a product of my environment. We are winners, losers come with me. Got God with us, never letting flesh envy. We don't worry about the money, the sex, the cars, the clothes. Now watch reality unfold like we win in the head, yeah, we win in the head.
We winning.
It's
here.
Monday. You already know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 494 podcast. It's your man Will just here. As you can see, the beautiful people on the screen with me. Sports Talk with Sierra, as we like to call her, and my man Jew Chasing Dreams. Jew, how y'all feeling today, man?
All good, man. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. I'm in the spirit, dog.
Yeah, you always in the spirit for trolling and doing something extra. You in too good of a mood today, so I'm just gonna wait to see, depending on these conversations that we have.
Hey,
see
man.
how you feeling today. You had a busy weekend.
I'm extremely tired, but I'm here. We live. We're gonna talk some hoops. So what's better than that?
Absolutely, man. If y'all don't know, man, C does so much here for 494, especially when it comes to covering women's sports, covering everything from women's college basketball games. Now you can see her get ready with me also on her TikTok and her YouTube. She out here hitting numbers, so make sure y'all follow her for that. But we got a great show to get ahead, man. Shout out to Miles. Miles will be here with us shortly, man. The boss man is running a little late, so of course we got to call the audible. And when you call the audible, who do you call? You know what I'm saying? You call the man. This beautiful, soft, baby soft skin.
Hey,
Good looks. I'm here today. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got a lot to cover with the WNBA today, man. And I want to get into something that kind of fired up our group chat when it first came up. The Connecticut Sun are currently we want to do the strike first, boys? You can let me know. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all know, and if y'all watch the main card, y'all know my sparring partner, The Voice, who always likes to cut me off at the heels, is also our producer. So if you watch the main card, you know what's happening here. So first, we're going to get into this WNBPA approved strike. So there was actually a notification put out from the WNBPA, basically saying that at any time there was a vote to approve whether the WNBPA could go on strike for these women as they talk about the collective bargaining agreement with Kathy in the WNBA, which is a pretty big deal because we've never had a work stoppage for the WNBA before. And we talked about this on months on end. So, of course, I want to talk to you all about it. C, we always know what you got, but I want to go to our resident lawyer here, Jew. Tell us how you're feeling about the possibility of this WBPA strike. Yo, is beating WNBPA strike.
There you go.
Drew, tell us how you feeling about this strike, man, and what you feel as though how are you feeling about it? Could it be avoidable, or what's missing here?
So, from my understanding, they have until January 9th. All right, that's the deadline that they're setting right now. I don't think they're going to get exactly what they want, man. I think what did they bumped up? They offered them
want 15. They want 30.
And they bumped up the minimum salary to like $1 billion, which will end up being like 1.2 once you add everything. I think they still have some issues over the facilities. I think that's a huge issue. They're fighting against the facilities that they're using. Understandably, January 9th, they probably not going to be talking for the next week or so. So they leave them probably like a max of 5 or 6 days here and there, given the holidays. I don't think they're going to get what they want to get. So this vote just gave them the ability to do it. I was listening to Yeka's sister talk on ESPN, and she was just saying, like, this gives them the ability to do it. She said she doesn't think they want to, I differ. I think they want to. I think the players feel like they have the WNBA without, saying the words, but I think they feel like they got them and they're not really budging right now. And then they have something to fall back on, which we talked about last show, different basketball leagues that they can go make revenue on. What's going on, Mom?
Hey, Mom.
Well, NECA, who's taking a lot of shots because, of course, she's the president and she signed on to one of the new leagues. She said the vote is a symbol of our unity and confidence that we have in each other to be able to give ourselves some level of authority in these negotiations. She went on to say, we're looking for a good deal to get done, but we're also prepared for whatever it takes for that to happen, while also understanding that we want a 2026 season. We want to make sure that the season is the way that it can be best for us to put on the product on the court and for the product to be valued. Now, see, you've been covering WNBA for a long time now, and I know that this was a big deal for you. How are you feeling about the possibility of this strike and everything that's going on with it?
As a fan of the game, I don't want it to happen, not only just because we'll get to see players that we didn't see last year. The new teams that come in, what is that new expansion team going to do? We've seen the Valkyries set the standard last year, just having players go to different teams. A lot of so many unrestricted free agents. Are we going to see the same team? So there's a lot of things when it comes to the WNBA that you want to see. And of course, I want to see the basketball mainly. Of course, I want to see the ladies hoop. But also at the same time, this is brave. I seen a tweet by Alicia Clark, like last time they were stood on 10 toes, they changed the Senate. So I just think it's like, stop taking us as a joke. And I love that part because they're not playing anymore. And I don't necessarily think it's we're not playing. I just feel like they want to be taken serious, not as just athletes, but as businesswomen, as people that are together. Like, this is not just you. You don't have what you have unless the players do their thing on the court. So this should be something together. And I feel like they feel it's more like we're dictatorship. Like, no, this is what you're doing. This is where you are. And it's like, just have a real conversation, Tell them what you're afraid of as business owners or as the WNBA. Tell them what you're really afraid of. Like, don't lie. Like, yes, you guys are giving us good product, but given this amount of revenue shares, this is what we're afraid of. And then if they come back, show charts and show Excel sheets, run the numbers and do what they think, I think that's where a real conversation can be. And the players be like, well, you're afraid of this, but this is what we see. This is the graph we made. I think a real conversation has to happen, even if you want to say things that necessarily you feel as though may go the wrong way or be taken the wrong way, but you're having a real conversation.
I mean, and y'all both make really good points. Number one, they do have to have some of the bare necessities. You look at like the Chicago Sky, which we laugh about all the time. They really only have a facility. You know what I'm saying? Then when you look at the paperwork behind everything, there's the issues with the revenue that the WNBPA feels as though the league is not sharing the correct revenue information, which is, I think, is the biggest holdup above it. Because when you look at it right now, the latest offer includes a maximum of $1 million base salary with projected revenue sharing. That raises the maximum total earnings to $1.3 million in 2026. Now, the thing about it is that the league's maximum salary would grow to nearly $2 million over the lifetime of the agreement. And that would be probably like a 6 or 7 year agreement when you consider the fact they just signed a new TV deal. To some, that almost seems a little bit unfair because it's like, well, so we're essentially not growing with the league. And then some are saying, well, you're not making as much revenue. But there's also the conversation that we talked about before. Kathy undervalued the valuation, which immediately blew their earliest TV deal. So essentially, before we move on, what do y'all think is going to take for this to get closed from both sides? See, I'm going to come to you first.
Be honest and open. Show your hand. Like, you want to see, this is what the numbers are. Show it. You don't want to give the reason, you don't want to pay them or have revenue share, give a reason why. A real reason, not that, because we just know it's not going to make money. That's not a real reason. Like I said, have an honest conversation. And sometimes when you have an honest conversation, the truth hurts, but you're having an honest conversation on both ends. The players could say something about the league and they may feel some type of way, but the conversation would happen. And I truly think when you're just being honest and open about how you feel, what the money is, what do you feel as a WNBA, what is going to be like in 6 years, why you feel like it's going to be projected this way in 6 years, and you just show proof. Like, stop playing. There's no need to play around anymore. The talent's there. The fans are going to continue to come. I feel like these different leagues, especially on Vibe, would make it more exciting. The NCAA tournament makes it more exciting. Cannot wait for that part. Then the draft, and then we get the W. So it's just so much fun. But it's like real conversation have to have, and if it don't, then we'll be having a strike. And I do not want that.
I think one of those agreements that he talked about not wanting to have them be able to play in other leagues. So, Drew, close us out on this one, man. What do you feel is going to take to get this deal done, and do you think it's going to get done by that January 9th date?
I don't think it'll be done by the January 9th. What you just said last, if I'm ownership on the other side, has to happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Has to, brother.
It's not happening.
If we're talking about giving you that much money, and that leads to my point, it's going to have to be some type of give and take. Like, you can't say, I want this, this, this. I'm not going to budge here. I'm gonna potentially like put the product in harm's way, but I also want to get paid everything, and I want all the facilities, and I want the revenue sharing, and in the same breath, expect them to just meet you where you are. It's gonna be a give and take, man, on both sides. I don't think it's gonna really happen. I think we headed for a lockout for sure.
Well,
my thing is, like, I have a question though.
Okay.
Because why you don't want the other league? That's what I want to know. Why don't you want them to play in the other league? Because before that, do you not want to play them in the other league because it's a player-ran league and they're knowing their knowledge? Because why don't you want them to play in a other league that's stateside before the season of the WNBA? Where they have investment, especially the first rounders that were there last year in the inaugural season of Unrivaled. Mm-hmm. Why you don't want them there, but you were okay with them going overseas?
I don't think that's gonna happen because the players are still allowed to go overseas and they're allowed to play in the middle of the season. I do feel that Unrivaled can end up being a rival league, even though it's not now because it's 3-on-3, but because of what Unrivaled offers that the WNBA doesn't offer, this was a wake up to the ladies in many sorts. Now, Project B, I'm completely not sure of because there's not been a whole lot put out there, but they're trying to get them ladies some money on. So we'll see what's going to happen there. But another issue is the reason why the WNBPA doesn't really trust the WNBA is our next topic. Right now, it's stated that the Houston Rockets are literally looking to move the Connecticut Sun to Houston, reportedly, with talks being substantial, and the Rockets ownership are literally working to make an offer that's acceptable to the Sun. Now, this was something that we actually spoke about in a couple shows a while back that actually talked about the fallback, and C actually brought it up to us. Now, the Rockets offer, it comes after Kathy Engelberg specifically called out Houston during that June 30th expansion team announcement for Detroit, Cleveland, and Philly. Houston didn't receive a bid at that time, and also at that time period, I believe, you correct me, the Navajo were actually looking to re-up with the Connecticut Sun because they currently own it. See, what can you tell us about that, and how do you feel about this deal possibly going through with you having covered the Connecticut Sun last season?
I do not want that to happen. I do not want that to happen, not only because, I don't live in Houston and I won't be able to cover the Connecticut Sun, but it's more of Boston's right here. Boston even tried to make a bid in the time frame and they were denied. Yeah. And it was some good money. But because you feel me?
Led by Boston Celtics minority number Steve Pagula, they reached a deal to buy the Sun at the time for that record, $325 million.
Sold out
to relocate them to Boston. The WNBA blocked it, saying that the cities that apply for expansion first have priority over Boston.
I see what they were doing though. She's basically saying like the NBA board of governors make this decision, not individual teams. Which if that's in the bylaws, that's in the bylaws. But God, man, 325. You couldn't
325. You couldn't.
Yeah.
That's the NBA team there. They sold out 2 games in TD Garden, 2 of them. And the first year wasn't even the year they fumbled because they didn't even promote the fact that they were having this game. It wasn't even televised on national television, and the game was still sold out. And the teams that were playing were Cross Connecticut and the LA Sparks.
So, they said the Sun ownership, and see, you reported on this, that they attempted to provide options to keep the team in Connecticut, actually allowing the state of Connecticut to buy a stake in the team to keep them there. And there was growing hope that this would happen. So this coming up, it
just feels like it just came out of thin air. I just feel like it was already brewing, and it's like, okay, we're going through this, so we're going to put this out here now. That's how I truly feel.
There's a lot of trust issues there. So if this happens, do you think that this will actually have an effect on everything else that's going on with the current CBA, considering the fact that there's been a lot of people who've spoken out and said, Kathy out here doing dirty work. She moving like Nino.
And it's like, I get it, having the Houston Comets, of course, the type of champions they had on their team. But why not bring them back with another expansion team, bringing them back to Houston and keeping Connecticut in New England?
Yeah.
And I see, okay, I get that there's really nothing around in Connecticut. And, I get that part. But Boston's different.
But that's been the whole thing about them putting teams in smaller markets so that you can get basketball out there. If there's nothing else to do in Connecticut, you can go to a Sun game. And before this season, they've been a winning team. So it just doesn't add up, and it goes further into the conversation that I have about Kathy Engelbert. She is just not moving in the right way. But all the blame can be placed on her because the NBA owns a lot of the stake in the WNBA. So they have to have something else going into that also. So that's going to be interesting to see it play out, man. We'll definitely have updates throughout, and I know C is going to make sure.
I'm moving to Houston. That's it. No, I'm just joking. I'm definitely joking.
Brunch.
All right. Are you coming down to see me? Okay.
Absolutely not. We're not doing no live streaming in Houston, man. Let's move on, man, to the full night. I'm not going. This is where we provide you with stories around the league that are important to the conversation and very much newsworthy, man. We got a couple things to get into. First, let's talk about this NBA MVP straw poll, the first 100 days in. This is something that ESPN always does. It's a straw poll that literally allows them to talk to the media members and determine who is the current MVP candidate going within the first 100 days. And we weren't disappointed with this list. It was more of the same. So I'm gonna read y'all off the current list here. You got SGA. This is in order: SGA, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic. Those are the 3 who only received first place votes. After that, you got Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Tyrese Maxey, Victor Wembanyama, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, Alperen Sengun, and Jalen Johnson. Now, out of the votes, out of the first place votes, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got 57 of 100. Nikola Jokic, 42, and Luka Doncic, 1. So I see the look of disgust on y'all face. So we're going to start with our resident troll, Jew. Tell us what you're thinking, man, because I already know the first person you think about, and I think we're in agreement. Cade Cunningham is not getting enough love.
At all.
Like what? We talked about this a year ago, bro.
Yeah.
Every year, the criteria changes. This man is sitting at 22-6. He's the only star on his team. Only one. 22-6. And he don't get any first place votes, bro. First place.
And not really having anybody on his team with him to do.
I ain't gonna say that.
No, I'm not saying like, I'm talking about, I know they are, but I'm talking about if he was not on that team would not be where they are. That's the most valuable player. That's what I mean by saying he's the man on that team, because they would not be. They were there if Cade was not on that squad.
Fully agree, and that's just, I don't know. I feel like these voters, one, I don't feel like they really watch basketball like that. I have my opinions on media-based people. They don't watch sports like they claim they do. They just get highlights and get fed information to talk about. So with that being said, man, I want to big y'all up on being like people that do a little bit of research before they talk about a topic, instead of coming into things blindly and saying whatever and jumping on a freaking podcast and saying, why is Dalton Connect getting demoted to the G League and not Bronny James when they literally played in the same game? But that's a side fact, man. Cade Cunningham should have got way more love. Steph Curry's name shouldn't have been mentioned on that list. He's not in the MVP talk. They got to stop.
I ain't gonna say he's not in the MVP talk, but you're probably not gonna not put him on the list because of what's happening in Golden State now, which that's something else we gotta talk about. They gotta blow that up.
I feel like you need to be at least top 4 or 5 in the conference to get an MVP talk. You can't be sitting at 8, man, and get mentioned in that.
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna go to see. There's no way that Cade Cunningham and Jalen Brunson don't have more first place votes.
Yes,
and I agree. It makes no sense,
bro.
The
tournament just was over, and he won MVP of the tournament. That should mean something, bro. Like the NBA gotta stop media heads. If I win MVP of the tournament, that means essentially I'm ahead right now in MVP.
So it's two things here when we talk about the NBA Cup, right? First of all, the NBA Cup was not a bad idea. It was a good idea. However, on both sides, media made it an issue immediately. They made it an issue because the Lakers won. So on one side, you have members who made it an issue of, oh, the Lakers won, so you got to discount that because of LeBron James. But at the same token, on the other side, the NBA Cup was also used as a way to try to push up LeBron when you didn't have to do that. He's a top 3 player of all time, so we don't have to have that discussion. So the NBA Cup was already discounted to a certain degree. So now every year that it happens, that's how it is. Now, as far as Jalen Brunson and the Knicks go, I'm in agreement with you, Drew. That should have been a bigger deal. When other teams won it before, it was a bigger deal. And the fact that it's a way for New York to actually celebrate a major win, which is great for the NBA, that should have been talked about more. So the fact that Jalen Brunson doesn't get love based off that, and the fact that Cade Cunningham has the Pistons literally at the top of the East when they were at the bottom last year is crazy. See how you feeling about it?
When it comes to Cade and Jalen, and if you come on here and say the Cup final was boring, I know you didn't watch. I know for a fact you didn't watch the game. I know for a fact you did not watch that game, because that game was so much fun. Like, they were going at it. And so for everyone saying, oh, that it's nothing, it's just a cup championship, it is something. New York hasn't won in how long? Anything.
The 70s.
So to discredit that, I get there's a lot of people. the amount of discredit that New York has got from that, the work that Jalen continuously does in clutch moments, should have got way more votes. I do agree with you, Drew, that I feel like Steph should not be on that list, because I always feel like, when they have people on the list, it's you got to be at the top of your conference. You have to be scoring the most points. You have to be carrying your team, at least leading in a few categories. So when you see, Shea definitely deserves that. Luka deserves that. Nikola up there, but Luka only getting 1 vote. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Is it because he's in a Laker uniform? Because when he was doing that on the Mavs, he was always an MVP conversation and received more than one vote.
Well, you have to consider this, that these are media members. And if the agenda is thought, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If the agenda is thought the way that Drew says it is, Luka should have more votes. Because why wouldn't you want the person who's replacing LeBron to get more votes there? So I don't think it's that. I think it's a bias of what they feel like the MVP vote is. We've talked about.
But I just feel like like Drew said, it changes when who's in the running. Because the fact that Cade has not have more than, I would say, not even the top 5 of MVP voted is insane. Like, what are you watching? Are you only, so that just goes to show, like, you're really just watching highlights, because if you're seeing what this kid does on the basketball court, I feel like it would be a different conversation if you was truly watching the game.
I think it's a small market bias here as far as Cade. Everybody ain't watching the Pistons like they should be. And the Pistons are one of the top teams.
Basketball.
And they gonna get mad when he ready to leave.
I'm gonna point out something to y'all about OKC, and then I'm gonna come to Miles and get Miles to start on the MVP straw poll vote. If you look at OKC's wins, I think 86 or 87% of those wins are all from teams who are below 500.
Yes.
When you look at the Pistons wins, the Pistons have a lot of quality wins. They have a lot of wins over winning teams. So we're not looking at that also. And also, here's a big thing to point out that I actually saw before the show that was interesting. That OKC starting lineup is 0-2. So granted, you want to say Shea is the MVP, but you look at the game between Minnesota, Anthony Edwards basically showed him up. So you have to question exactly what the media members are looking at when they're determining who's the MVP going forward in this, because it doesn't look like they're paying attention, because this should be a lot more balanced, especially with Cade and Jalen there. Miles, what you feeling about this, man?
I mean, tell me, what was the consensus against? I mean,
so the list is, there's 100 voters for the media who vote. Out of the 100 votes, only 3 players got first place votes: SGA, Nikola Jokic, and Luka. The
SGA got 57.
Yeah, the next 2 are Cade Cunningham and Jalen Brunson. They did not get a first place vote. Matter of fact, they didn't get only Cade got 1 second place vote. And then they started to get votes in the 3rd and 4th place after that. The next person after that is Giannis. Then it's Tyrese Maxey, Victor Wembanyama, which we have to remember, Victor's already missed 12 games. So he about to be up out of there. Then Jaylen Brown from Boston, Donovan Mitchell from Cleveland. Cleveland's struggling right now. Anthony
Shout out
Edwards,
to Jalen, though.
Steph Curry, Alperen Sengun, and Johnson.
So I mean, it really just sounds like we're looking at, I wouldn't say, I mean, you can call it bias, but I also at the same time think like, what's everybody watching?
Nothing.
Like
That's the
what
problem.
games are you watching the entirety of the NBA, or is it just something like we're like, okay, well, we know SGA's playing, we know Jokic's
They're
playing.
not.
Luka he's been great scoring, but he hasn't been consistently on the court. So it's like one of those things. I think the same thing with
You only got one first place vote, though. So
okay. So I mean, I think what you're looking at is, if you don't look at the totality of what the game is for that specific player, right? You can easily look at Luka and go, okay, 30 plus points a game. He's going crazy every time he's out there. But is he really MVP? Like, we're doing great. Let's not get it wrong. But am I looking at Luka like he's having an MVP season when he's on the court? Like,
if he wasn't on the court, we would be losing.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying though, like, if I'm just watching the consistency of it, are we watching the totality? Okay. Are we just watching these individual games, individual performances, which are great, obviously, because we are the Lakers are where they are because of what he's doing, how he's playing. But when you just look at those 3 players, this is just 3 players we've seen over the last 5 years, 6 years maybe, where we're looking at these consistent, just same names. Where it's like, are we looking at everything? I think Cade Cunningham is a great example. Detroit's on a tear right now, so I think that has to change, has to be different. But when you look at the media, man, like, I mean, it's just one of them things. Like, are you looking at everything, or are you just looking at what you're checking out when you can get to? You know what I mean? What's up, dude?
Two things I just want to say, man. You mentioned something. You mentioned that Minnesota Thunder game.
For sure.
Amazing defense being played. So it goes to your point. Nobody's really watching because the whole defense thing, and you mentioned the Cup game. See, a wonderful game to watch. It's been more than that in the past 2 weeks, but it's this narrative that it's no defense being played. It's been teams that don't play defense in every era. You just know you're gonna get off against the Hawks right now. You know that. Like everybody know the Hawks gonna give up 80 points at the halftime, like they did 2 days ago. Everybody know that. The second thing I want to say that I do not like is why is the NBA? Why did they do the in-season tournament just to have everybody in the media and players and teams immediately discredited and say, "Oh yeah, we're not gonna hang the banner"? Why? Why? It doesn't take anything away from your aspirations to win a championship title, actual ring. It's the in-season tournament. It's two different things. I don't like it, bro.
My thing is, if I'm on a team, New York, we just won this tournament, or we're getting to the finals.
You ain't gotta have no parade. You can hang it up at the end of the season or something.
The thing about them removing the banner, though, apparently played into the fact that they said that once the new NBA Cup season happened, the Lakers were taking their banner down, and the Knicks brass, I believe, or the team feels like their main goal is the championship. So I don't know how much truth it is to that.
That would want to be everybody's game, but why not get your rocks off in this tournament? See how it is, you know what I'm saying? And then, all right, we got it. Now you want to discredit me. Now we're about to go and win the championship.
Well, you see, they're discrediting great players in the league by having a straw poll where only SGA and Nikola Jokic are apparently the only good players in the league.
That's crazy.
and they going on national podcasts and telling people not to vote for others in All-Star games. So yeah, the media is in disarray, man.
I saw the Kevin Garnett thing.
And since then, a 28-point triple-double, a 34-point game, to say
if we keeping it a buck, though, he ain't.
To say that
he still ain't moving how he normally moves, though. I think
I feel like he 10 games in.
But he either still injured or he really don't care as much anymore. Because I saw that Clipper game. Hold up, wait a minute. I saw that Clipper game, bro. There's no way you're struggling to back down James Harden.
Bro, he just had 30 in that game.
Bro, the point is there's no way you're struggling to back down James Harden unless you're still injured. You're either still injured or you just don't care about that game. Can we not agree on that?
I don't know, bro. He had 30.
I don't know. He had 30, man.
And he was out there by himself. No Reeves, no Luka Doncic. His next best man scored 12 points. Jake LaRavia.
Well, it's a lot going on. The NBA is considering a lot of changes, including the way LeBron James is playing. But that's not the main thing we talk about here. We're talking about them changing the tanking rules. Now, according to reports from ESPN Sharana, the league has notified all 30 NBA teams that it is reviewing several policy areas related to tanking. Now, the league may begin to tighten or alter how protected picks work. They could reduce incentives for teams to lose games to keep a protected pick. They're looking to revise NBA draft rules, which we know the NBA does not fix the drafts. They don't fix the drafts. So the NBA already had flattened lottery odds in 2019, giving the three worst teams equal 14% odds at the number one pick. So some of the other approaches they're looking to take, it could be penalties for resting healthy players, incentives for mid-tier teams to stay competitive, and expanded or modified play-in structures. So we're gonna come to the big host, Miles. How you feeling about this? Because me and you talked about this in extensiveness. What are your feelings on the NBA possibly altering even more stuff to make sure that they can have the right teams tank?
That's a crazy way to ask that question. I see what you did there. I think at some point, at some level, there is not a good way to kind of police this, right? Like I think when you look at it in the total picture, teams are gonna figure out a way to do it, bro. Like it's not It's not something that you can take away and then go, let's add some more rules to it, right? Think about the gun laws in America, right? If you add gun law, people just gonna figure out other ways to get them, bro. Like it's not one of those things. I feel like it's the same principle. And for my apologies on the people who are out there, like how can he compare gun laws to the NBA? It's just an analogy, people, just an analogy. But this is my thing. I think if at the end of the day, when you look at it, they're going to find a way to do it, and they're going to find new ways to make it look. I mean, this person's out. Big games are needed. Games they need to lose, or somebody's throwing up shots, and people are quiet about it. There's always going to be something or some way people are going to figure out how to get these things in this draft. Now, as the last draft we talked about, Luka going to the Lakers, and then the Dallas Mavericks ended up with the number 1 pick. Like, I mean, there's too much blatancy. Like, it's too blatant at that point. But teams are going to figure out how to do it, bro. I think no matter what you do.
So I'm coming to you. So the one thing you got to consider is the NBA has never beaten these allegations about these drafts being set up. You look at Patrick Ewing in 85.
Never.
You look at Patrick Ewing in 85. You look at LeBron's draft. Then you look at Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving all of a sudden goes to Cleveland the year after LeBron leaves. So you have so many times where it looks like these things are being fixed. And rest in peace to David Sterling. He never hid his stuff the way Adam Silver be trying to hide his, because we know Adam be lying about a lot of stuff. It's me that's saying it, not full 94, so they're not responsible. But
we appreciate that.
They tried so many things over the years, from flattening the lottery odds. The play-in tournament was also something that was supposed to try to implement measures to cut tanking down, to keep everybody competitive, and then also the resting rules for star players. So, what do you think about the possibilities of what they can do as far as cutting tanking down?
Stop touching stuff. Seriously, please stop touching stuff. Stop touching stuff. Because I feel like the people that saying people's tanking, they're doing this, ain't stepped a day on a basketball court, don't know what it feels like to play 9 games in 10 days or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to sit there and be like, yeah, you're not hurt. Mm-hmm. How can you tell somebody that? I can't ever tell somebody that. I ain't never played basketball a day in my life. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that feels like to play when they're on the road for 20 days and played 18 games, traveled to 9 different cities. Like, and I know this is their job, and I know that's what they're required to do. And I don't necessarily think, but like Miles said, what are you going to do? They're going to find ways to do it. But it's like, how are you going to tell someone medically that they're not hurt? Like, when is that, like, how's that okay?
I mean, sometimes it's game time decisions, so they happen. I know the Sixers were recently fined. I know the Lakers were also fined also for one of the games that LeBron was out. Drew, what do you think, man?
I'm with Miles on this, man. What are you gonna do? I could go out there and as a superstar player and just not try to win, not shoot the ball. Yeah, what are they gonna start finding people for not shooting the ball now? They're going to find a way around it, bro, if they want to tank. But, I mean, if you hurt
not shooting the ball, going to be point shaving.
Yeah. I mean, you can't find anybody for not shooting, though. This is what they choose.
They'll figure out a way to do it.
Yeah. And I just don't think I like what they're doing as far as, like, the to discourage, like, the betting, the illegal betting, and the tanking with the injury reporting system, because sometimes these injury reports be crazy. Like the other day, last week, they said somebody was probable and likely to play, and then 5 minutes before game time, he was out. I was like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah.
That seemed like it was one of them setup joints to be like, hey, bet against the underdog because so not playing. Anthony Davis ain't playing. Stuff like that, man. I'm with. One thing I do hate about these draft picks, though, is when rich teams benefit from it. 2 examples I have from it are the Spurs and the Warriors. And that's my long running theory of how the Warriors got they 4th championship in 2022. Think about it. Jeez. Everybody sat out and tanked. They had 2 top 10 picks that next year.
Yeah, but they didn't do nothing with them.
What you mean? They got Jordan Poole with that.
Again, they ain't do nothing with him.
Again,
Jordan Poole was nothing. He was averaging 20 for them.
After the
So
fact,
if
after
you
he
go
got pushed in the mouth.
No,
we
we
get
talking
ready to go
about
to break.
before.
We get ready to break, but I gotta ask. So you do all that tanking to get Jordan Poole?
Jordan Poole was good, man.
Bro.
Just because Draymond broke his confidence don't mean he wasn't nice, bro.
Right.
He
I
was
ain't saying that, bro.
He was to a Clay Splash Brother position. If we being real,
I want you to think about this. And I get what you're saying. I'm not, but we do have to consider this. The 2019 NBA draft. So the Golden State Warriors tanked just to get Jordan Poole.
And
all the players, it was a top heavy draft. That was the Ja and Zion draft. All the picks.
Well, you couldn't get Zion. You couldn't get Zion. When Ja went what in that draft?
Ja went second.
I mean, they still had a lower pick.
They got the 28th pick.
That's what I'm saying. So when you ended up getting it, and then obviously it didn't work out in your favor, is what it sounds like. But you still got a solid player, Jordan Poole.
But
was he solid at 28? Best 28 I done seen.
That's the best 28 pick you've seen?
I mean, I had to go back through all of them. That's a solid 28 pick.
Hey man, I'm not doing this with y'all today.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You see how
you know what? While we're sitting here, I'll just look all-time 28 picks. How about
that? Oh God!
And then we could just see.
While you look up those top 28 picks, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna discuss the 2026 Hall of Fame eligible finalists and the inductees. Stay tuned. The Full 94 man. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back.
So we're looking at
the best 28 picks of all time. Who you got?
2001.
Miles?
The best what?
28th pick or 20th pick?
I mean, besides Tony Parker, I mean, it's Jordan Poole. Tony Parker's only one of those lists that, to me, what did we say?
Right. The 2021 draft.
For the last 25 years, he's number 2.
The 2021 draft is when they got the 2 picks, and then they won a championship that next season. Steph got hurt.
So not 2019 then.
No, I never said 2019.
You said Jordan Poole.
Not
Jordan
2019.
Not Jordan Poole. 2021 draft when Steph got hurt almost the whole season. Remember? And then they got the top 15 draft picks. Jonathan Kuminga was in that. Mm-hmm. They won a championship the next year. Bro, they do not. All right, bro.
No, I get what you're saying.
Jonathan Kuminga getting DNPs now, but back then people was like Jonathan Kuminga's next up, bro.
No, yes, that's what they were saying at the time.
What I'm saying is they still didn't do nothing with the pick, so
they won a championship.
Who else was in that 2021 draft, Jew?
What do you mean? Franz Wagner, Cade Cunningham, Franz. They could have had Franz, by the way.
Right. So respectfully, what I'm saying is, and there's no disrespect to Jonathan Kuminga or Moses Moody, who I think they also got in that draft.
Yeah.
If you're not getting a player who comes in and changes it immediately,
Kuminga.
There's no point in you change. There's no point in you tanking.
Kuminga.
So Kuminga was a game changer immediately
in that year. Yes. Who else was it? It wasn't Clay.
When I'm thinking game changer, I'm thinking those top 5 picks.
Nah, he wasn't a top 5.
If you had 2 picks in that draft, why you didn't trade up for that 1 pick?
They could have.
There you go. This is why I'm the 494.
But they were looking for depth at the time, bro, and they got it. Jonathan Kuminga was nice, bro.
The Warriors ain't had depth since they had Andrew Bogut.
Yeah.
Andrew Bogut. And that fadeaway Sean Livingston. You know it.
We gotta stop cutting up. All right, man. To get into it, man, the Hall of Fame revealed its list of eligible nominees for this year's class. So this is just a pool of finalists and inductees to be selected. Some notable first-time nominees: Blake Griffin. I can't stand
why you laughing so hard?
Candace Parker, 2-time WNBA MVP and 3-time champion. Elena Deladon, someone who does not get talked about enough. Jamal Crawford, Joe Johnson, Mike
I
D'Antoni,
liked him.
the 1996 USA Women's National Team,
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl, longtime NCAA coach, Kelvin Sampson, and then you have the returning candidates of Doc Rivers, Amari Stoudemire, Gonzaga coaching legend Mark Few, Marv Albert, and Jennifer Azzi, which I'm wondering why they weren't. That must have been some different classes, man, that Marv Albert and Jennifer Azzi wasn't voted in previously. So, what are y'all thoughts on that? Because what has not been announced yet are the finalists. These are just the number, the ones who could be inducted in as they narrow it down. So, what are y'all feelings about this? Who wants to go first? See, I'm gonna come to you first.
I love the ladies.
Of course.
Candace Parker, Elena Delle Donne is absolutely
Shamika Holdsclaw in there too, right?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes. Yes, she is.
I don't see her on this list.
I think she in there, bro.
I thought Shamika Holdsclaw was already in it.
Is she?
Hold on, I'm
gonna look it up for you.
But yeah, I'm happy about it. I was a little Blake, I was shocked by that. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's not to take away from what he did when he did play, the things that he did, but I just I did not understand that. I'm very happy for Jamal Crawford, a big fan. And I'm not glad. Joe Johnson, I definitely do like him, was a big fan of him. But my question is, what is your criteria? What is the criteria with certain classes? That's how I feel like it changed for this one, if that makes sense.
As far as like who was nominated?
Yes.
I'll look that up. Miles, coming to you. How you feeling about it, man?
I mean, I just think it's super dope to me to see obviously the ladies get that love. Candace Parker is an absolute legend. That's a given. I think Delle Donne the same thing. I think Jamal Crawford, which is super dope, right? Like you talked about for Delle Donne to get a lot of conversation. He gets a lot, but not. I think more. She definitely deserves more. And the same thing with Jamal. Jamal was consistent where he went, man. Like it just wasn't. It wasn't. You put him on a team, he was a spark off the bench. He could play a starter.
Crawford.
Yeah, like all time six man. I don't think there was one better. But there's just, I think that's super dope. Joe Johnson to me too, consistent when he was up on his pivot. Mike D'Antoni. I mean, you had an offense named after him, right? So I think that gives enough for him. But yeah, I think obviously we don't all know how we feel about Doc Rivers, but you do have to reward and give credit where credit is due. So I mean, I guess he gets some of that, but I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at what they got going on. I think it's gonna be super dope, and the 96 women's team is super cool too, bro. Because that was a lot of people don't talk about that because of the Dream Team. This gets a lot of shine, but I think it's super dope. I think these are good choices. I think Blake, like you said, I was trying to look up his stats like as you were talking, see, just to kind of be like, okay, what are we really looking at? But I mean, he's a 19-8-4 guy, 50% from the field all time. So he was consistent when he's out there. So
it looks like this list is actually much deeper than that. This is what ESPN posted, because you still got the likes of Robert Ory, you got Penny Hardaway, you got Mike Gminski, who's the NBA champion, you got Sean Marion, and also a controversial pick that we actually talked about in the group chat that I do want to mention here is one of Drew's favorite, Brandon Roy. So when we talk about the nominees as far as how they're determined, so how the process works is
Franklin.
So they have to be retired for four full seasons and considered in the fifth year of retirement. Now they evaluate the nominee's career, achievements, and impact. They vote on whether the nominee can become a finalist. A nominee typically needs 7 of 9 votes in order to advance. So, Jude, what do you think about this current list and the inclusion of your man Brandon Roy, who, as we saw on social media, he wasn't getting the love that he probably should have gotten, but it might be warranted.
Listen, man, I don't know if he belongs in the Hall of Fame, but I saw some stuff on here saying that he was never in the conversation for one of the best shooting guards in the league, and that's crazy. And I think it's insane. Sure. They were talking about, they were like Kobe was a level above him, which Kobe did end up a level above him. But he gave Kobe hell on the court.
Yeah.
And Kobe said that himself. So I just don't like I don't know. And it's probably from somebody that didn't even watch Brandon Roy. So I don't even know why I get up in arms. Amari Stoudemire on here. Did we say Jamal Crawford?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shamiko Holdsclaw is on there along with Cheryl Ford, but they weren't listed as the main nominees for some reason.
And then
Keisha Panachero.
Put Sheldon Williams on there for some reason. You think they were being funny?
You said Sheldon Williams?
Yeah.
They were being funny.
I mean,
you think they were being funny, bro?
He got the greatest fleece in WNBA NBA history, but you have to when you consider his college career, you would have to include him because he was a monster.
That's what people don't understand. It's the totality of it all. So I don't know, man. It's a lot of people on here, like even Robert Horry, 7 championships, only 7,000 points, no All-Stars, no All-NBAs. Nah, I think, you have to be elite. And that comes with a totality of everything. You need all NBAs. You need
going on, Prince.
Gets in and Penny gets in.
I can't agree with that. I can't. Now I love Brandon Roy, but Penny had a little bit deeper of a career, success wise, than Brandon Roy did. It wasn't Brandon Roy's fault. If Brandon Roy is healthy, we're talking about Brandon Roy being one of the greatest players ever, considering the fact of what he actually did in his short time period. But I can't compare Brandon Roy and Penny Hardaway.
I see what they're saying. If Brandon get in, Penny definitely should.
Better get in. Yeah, that's Mr. G, right?
What Penny had? 5 All-NBAs, 4 All-Stars, or something like that.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I'm with it, man. It's just tough. Like looking at even Amari Stoudemire. Don't know, bro. Did they do enough? Did they make enough All-NBA team? I feel like NBA got to be a little bit more, stingy with the Hall of Fame stuff. And, on the Hall of Fame list, some of them don't need to be on there, bro. You can't be a Hall of Famer with 3 or 4 All-Stars. I disagree with that.
Yeah. I don't know who left that comment. Was it Mr. G who said they have to be elite?
Yeah. Elite.
Yeah.
That's what it is for. Hall of Fame. Legends.
Big facts.
Not very good.
I mean, I get it, but if we talk about it, then I gotta ask the question.
I don't know about
I don't understand the whole thing with Blake Griffin. That's just me. I'm not saying Blake was a bad player, but for the fact that Sean Kemp doesn't get as much love, and they basically had the same type of career. That's what bothers me about Blake Griffin.
I'm not mad at that, bro. That's solid.
It is.
That's a fair point.
6 All-Stars, 5 All-NBAs.
Listen,
that's tough.
When you consider the fact that Sean Kemp played at a time, I know what you're gonna say, Ju, but Sean Kemp played at a time where power forward was much deeper than when Blake Griffin played.
Yeah,
I give you
that. Whatever.
They like Sean Kemp, bro.
Let Blake Griffin make it if he want, bro.
Let him make it if he want.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know. You already know what we're about to do, man. We're about to get into open run, man. This is where we give y'all favorite segment, man. You can choose anything you want. You can choose King of the Hill, start, bench, cut, whatever you want. So we're gonna start out because I see C's face like she got something.
I don't.
See, we're gonna start with you.
I don't. I don't. Okay.
Y'all, she be fronting. She hosts her own show. She do all kinds of stuff, but she get on this show, then all of a sudden, now she Udonis Haslem. I'm not trying to hear that.
I like you. I like you. You ready to fight, so I like you. All right, so we're gonna, since we was talking about the Hall of Famers, we're gonna do. Would you rather start your team?
Okay.
Joe Johnson.
ISO Joe.
Or Penny.
Penny.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna go ISO Joe.
I'll probably go Penny. If I'm looking to start a squad, I'll probably go Penny.
I'm going with the one who had more success in it, Penny.
I just feel like
success?
Penny had more success as the first option.
You think so?
Yes.
You think so?
When we consider the fact, when we look at Penny's playoff runs, when we look at what Penny did after Shaq left, I'm taking Penny.
What he did with Shaq
for a period of time.
Yeah.
At one time, Penny was considered the best player in the NBA.
You're right.
Solid.
All right, since y'all sitting on it, start bench cut and raise.
The best though. Oh
yes.
no,
bro. Penny was giving folks 30.
All right, before
Tracy McGrady was before Tracy.
Hey, Joe Johnson was giving people 40 though.
All right, start bench cut, erase history.
You got one. Okay, you got one.
Me and you on the same too.
Shamika Holtzclaw.
Mm-hmm.
Maya Moore. Cheryl Swoops. Candace Parker.
So, guys, it was great. I hope everyone had a great holiday.
Hold on, we ain't gotta leave, man. What?
I do Maya, Cheryl, Candace.
Who you erasing?
Forget. Say her name again. My apologies.
Maya.
No, the first
Cheryl,
name.
One.
Candace and Shamiqua.
He's making
Yeah.
Got Miles, Cheryl, Candace.
I'm cutting Cheryl Swoops.
I love it.
You cutting Cheryl Swoops?
Yes.
Hey, bro, throw me that Addy.
Amazing.
Throw me that
She
Addy.
hating, bro. I'm gonna cut her.
Oh,
Just 'cause she did.
Yes.
I'm glad, bro. Don't get started. I got one though, for real though.
All right, hold on. We gotta get C's first. See who you got.
Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Solid.
Candace. No. Maya, Cheryl, Candace.
All right, God bless you.
Yes.
Okay.
I got one to go out, but go ahead.
I got one.
We're gonna hit Jew, then we're gonna hit Miles. Jew, go ahead.
And just to say, Shamika Holtzclaw, she in the WNBA and the New York Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Not the Naismith yet.
Mm-hmm.
Shooters edition. Whole career. Start bench cut. Shooters.
Like whole career, like from
whole career.
College.
Who you started, who you benching, who you cut. Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Klay Thompson. Go.
I'm starting Ray. Who did you say? Ray,
Klay, Reggie.
I'm starting Ray, Reggie, and I gotta get rid of Klay.
So no Splash Brothers. Yep.
I mean, I do like him, but what you
You didn't say erase. We said cut. You said cut.
He gone. He ain't on the board. So bro, 20 Reeves right now.
So Ray, so Ray, Reggie, then Klay. Mainly because Ray and Reggie were first options. But out of shooters, Klay is the best shooter out of all three of them.
Facts. Oh my! Hey, mom had one.
What'd she say?
She says,
"Bye, Klay." That's great.
You started with a C, so that don't even count. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Dennis driving mama. Get off the field. Stop embarrassing me. All right, Miles, close us out, man.
All right, here we go. I got start bench cut, erase from history.
Oh, come on.
Now, I mean, we out here in the streets for real. Magic Johnson, Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, Allen Iverson. Start bench cut, erase from history.
Wait, Magic, Luka, and AI.
Okay, first of all, don't ever disrespect me like this again, okay? Because we erasing Luka Doncic from history, so that one's about it there.
No,
okay,
we're not erasing Luka.
I said what I said. You said Magic Johnson, Allen Iverson, and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
So because I'm biased, I love Magic. No, Allen wouldn't want me to do that. I'm gonna start
Luka cut too.
Y'all are crazy, bro.
I'm benching Allen and I'm cutting Anthony Edwards.
Man, y'all are insane. Man.
Okay, so you're starting
I'm starting Magic.
Starting Magic. Okay, my bad.
Because Allen would want me to start Magic. That's what Allen said.
That's what Allen said.
Bubba Chuck said that. That's family. You see Philly right there. I'm benching AI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cutting Anthony Edwards because Anthony Edwards is a two-way player.
And Luka getting cut.
And Luka getting the kaboot.
Jeez, bro.
Hey, no.
I'm gonna go.
In 5 years, Anthony Edwards is probably going to be a top 2 player in the NBA.
No.
Love you, Mom. We just want to get him in here. Hey, it's the same thing. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not even gonna hold you, but you've been saying that about Ant Edwards since he came on the show, Will.
And so you telling me he hasn't proven that?
No.
Not in the postseason. No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's gonna be a top player.
If I'm being honest,
he's gonna be a top player, but I'm
already
saying
a top player. He's never gonna be top 2.
I'm not taking that advice from a person who don't have Michael Jordan as her GOAT. So I understand why you're saying that. Go ahead,
I'm going to Magic, AI, Luka, and I'm getting rid of Ant.
Man, Allen Iverson.
Because y'all don't like defense.
Man, Allen Iverson. What we talking about here? Allen Iverson. All right.
You saying
Allen Iverson. Number 1. Allen Iverson. Okay. Magic Johnson. Luka Doncic. And then Ant-Man can kick rock somewhere, bro. I'm not cutting Luka Doncic, man.
I'm gonna tell you this now. If I'm starting a team, and this is why y'all always lose to me when we do these teams. If I'm starting a team, there's no way I'm not taking a two-way player of Ant Edwards caliber, who I know is going to be a superstar. Is going to lead.
Yeah, but he's going to show up superstar when it's against superstars. He does not show up.
You got Jordan as third on your GOAT of all time.
I don't care. And then in postseason, let's have this conversation again. In postseason, let's have this conversation again about Ant Edwards because he does not show up.
Wait, hold on. So if we talking postseason conversations, then that means that Michael Jordan should be your GOAT because he's 6-0.
No, he should not. That's a no. That's no.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm talking about this list. You asked me why I cut Edwards. That's why. That's why I cut Edwards.
Let's get to the single shot, producer.
No, I am not talking nonsense. You know Edwards.
Get to the single shot, man.
Don't try to disrespect me because I'll walk off. I'll be a free agent. I go to ESPN where they lie about everything. Thank y'all for tuning in to another. Listen, Ant Edwards is gonna be it. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of 494, man. We love y'all. We thank y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. If y'all want to donate to us, I'm giving hugs to aunties. $ 494. I am your man, Mr. Teddy Farrow. She is Sports Talk with C Talking Crazy. Jew_Chasing Dreams. I am Miles Austin. And shout out to the producer of The Voice. We part of the greatest team on the main card. We'll see y'all next week.
Hey guys, it's your girl C, and you just watched the show on MTMV Sports Network. And if you like what you see and you want more exciting content, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.